Now, to discuss the situation, we are now being joined by Dr. Avner Cohen, Professor for Non-Proliferation and Terrorism Studies at Milbury Institute. Thank you so much for joining us on the show, sir. Now, sir, I want to start by asking you, Iran says that it has successfully launched retaliatory strikes, but how successful do you think these were, given that, as per some reports, Israel says that it intercepted about 90% of the drones and missiles that were launched towards it, as well as the United States reporting interceptions as well. So what's your assessment of Iran's strikes on Israel?
It was a miserable failure in terms of performance. Miserable failure. The Israeli rate of success is apparently even higher than what the Israeli expected. 99% of the entire fleet of over 330 objects, that means drones, that mean cruise missiles, that mean ballistic missiles, have intercepted outside Israeli, did not reach Israeli soil. That means that only about 3 interballistic missiles fell and made limited damage, moderate damage on the base. Nobody was hurt. The military airbase was not out of use. It was a very limited damage. It was a miserable failure, given the extent of the Iranian effort, and it was incredible success for two things. One is the full alliance, the full coalition that was involved, that goes beyond just Israel. It was the United States, the United Kingdom, and several local countries, including Jordan, including the Emirates, and possibly others. And the fact that the Israeli Air Force, that was the main partner of that coalition, was able to perform and was able to shoot down most of those objects outside Israeli skies. In other words, before they even penetrate Israeli skies.
All right.
So it was a great Israeli success, miserable Iranian failure.
All right, sir, but that being said, even though it may not have inflicted the sort of damage that Iran was hoping to inflict on Israel, that being said, it is symbolic nonetheless. Do you think that the allies' efforts, the coalition that you talk about, do you think efforts to de-escalate tensions in the region, West Asia, of course, have proven to be inefficient?
Well, I hope that would be enough. I think that given that success, I hope that Israel would not take any additional kinetic action. I think the Israeli success was so far so impressive and so exceptional. So I hope that that Israel would decide that there is no need to continue with that and to retaliate, which could lead to escalations. It's unclear what would happen, but I hope that success would end that things, and it would help to the survival of that coalition. That coalition is not that trivial. It's country that used to be, decades ago, enemies of Israel. Essentially, it's a coalition of Sunnite states and Israel, headed by the United States and, to a degree, the UK as well, that essentially back up and reverse the Iranian aggression. That's quite remarkable, and I hope that would be enough to de-escalate what is expected in the next few days.
Dr. Cohen, interesting that you say that, because in fact I was just going to talk to you about Israel's response, which is awaited. You say that you hope that this is enough, the fact that they were able to intercept and the Iron Dome performed the way that it did. That being said, how do you see the situation moving forward? As we know, Iran has put out a statement. It's tried to justify its retaliatory strikes. That's what it calls it. How do you see the things moving forward in this region?
I know the United States put a very strong pressure on Israel not to escalate further, especially given the success. I think also that's the view of the other members of that coalition, in particular the local partners, Jordan, the Emirates, and others. I think the survival of that coalition, which was its first test, is so much important, and I think that Israeli deterrence has already showed itself. So I think that there is no need for further actions. It is true that prior to this operation, when the first news about the Iranian attack, Israel kind of promised to retaliate in addition to no matter what. I hope, and given the U.S. pressure, including the conversation, the 25 minutes conversation between President Biden and Prime Minister Netanyahu just earlier, a few hours ago, I think that Israel would take the wise conclusion and would decide for now not to continue with any kinetic activities.
All right.
They can do cyber things or other possibilities.
All right. Well, Dr. Kohn, thank you so much for joining us on the show with your insights on this.
My pleasure. Thank you.
For latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.